Hey guys, I'm Ryan Wright.
Hi, I'm Shalina Myers.
So Shalina and I, we were watching this video called Are You My Type? Shalina, what happened?
I was driving on the freeway and I saw in someone's car, my daughter needs a kidney, type O blood, if you could help, jennaforkidney@gmail.com. And I really wanted to help, like instantly. All I could think about since then is how we could help. And we just researched it and we looked online, we found this video. I know I don't have blood type O, but if anyone out there could help out and feels they could do something to help Jenna live her life. She's a wonderful 26-year-old girl, and she's an artist, and she loves to write stories. We want to help, so if you could help in any way, please, please, please.
It resonates with me because my dad, he passed away a couple of years ago due to kidney failure. You know, it's something that does need awareness, and this video is not going to get seen by a lot of people, but I thought it should still be out there and in some way. So that way, you know, hopefully you guys can help contribute in any way. And if it's not your actual kidney, you know, you could somehow donate in some way.
Maybe share this video. People are going through struggles like this and they need help. We can make such a difference.
Yeah, and I need to increase my reputation, so try to do something nice.
You always know that your mom cares about you, but for something like this, you realize just how committed she is to my health and my well-being, and I'm very grateful to her for that.
I think the purpose of doing this film for me is I'm hoping that Jenna finds a living donor. I'm hoping someone comes forward. But also, I hope people learn something about about all the people who are waiting. You know, there's so many people. Sorry. There's so many people who need a transplant, and I just hope this brings awareness to that. When someone is approved for a kidney transplant, they're listed with the United Network for Organ Sharing. Every time there's a deceased donor, their blood information is put into this computer and they run a match to see if anybody in the United States is a match. If it's a perfect match, the kidney will get sent to wherever they live, but typically kidneys are distributed locally. It's a long list. It's 90,000 people now waiting for a kidney transplant, and in Los Angeles, a 10-year wait. Jenna's blood type is O, and O is the universal donor. Unfortunately, not the universal recipient. She can only get a kidney from O donor. Jenna's a fascinating person. She has many interests, but she's an artist. She's got a great eye for drawing, and she creates characters. I love to see what she does. She has a drawing pad that is actually hooked up to the computer, and it's fun to watch her draw. And she also writes. She enjoys writing stories, and so I think she's very talented, and I'd like, you know, to see her branch out more, but right now her life is on pause, and she is a little in limbo, I think. A little history about our daughter. She was 14 years old when she was diagnosed with kidney disease, and she had a rare urological problem that caused her kidneys to fail. It's connected to her bladder. She ended up having to start dialysis when she was 18 years old.
In my 3 years of dialysis, I probably got about 500 treatments, over 1,500 hours, and it was very hard for me. It was 3 times a week for 3 hours, and it was just very draining. I had no energy, and being so young at the time, I was probably the youngest of anyone at the dialysis center, and that was very hard for me. I felt kind of lonely, like I couldn't talk to anybody about it. You know, I felt like nobody at school would understand what I was going through.
Dialysis is a wonderful bridge to transplant, but I think ultimately for her, transplant was the best thing. One day, a woman came online and read about Jenna's story, which I had posted online, and she offered to be tested for Jenna. And it turned out to be a wonderful thing. They called me about a month later and said she was a match and they wanted to schedule a date with her. Jenna's first transplant was a success. It was wonderful. She felt better. She was able to do a lot of things she hadn't done before. The problem is when you don't have a perfect match, your body is always trying to reject. And she's had that kidney for 5.5 years and it's been great. And it's still working a little bit, but she's going to need dialysis or transplant very soon.
Welcome to the San Diego Comic-Con. Every year, thousands of people come to San Diego to buy comics and collectibles and see celebrities, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a really good time.
She seems like she handles it so well, much better than me. I feel like I'm emotional all over the place. And she says, whenever I start crying, she goes, "There go the waterworks." So she's much more stoic about it. But I think, you know, she knows what she's facing. She's been down this road before, but I think, you know, she's very in touch with it, but doesn't talk about it a lot. It's hard for her. When I found out I couldn't donate to Jenna and she received a kidney from a generous stranger, I realized that I could donate my time to helping other people. And so for years, I've been an administrator for I Hate Dialysis and also for Living Donors Online. And I talked to a lot of people who are just finding out that they have kidney disease. They're just discovering that their brother or sister doesn't match them as a donor. And there are a lot of people who don't have a mom like me to advocate for them. And you know, ours is just one story out of thousands of people who are waiting, hoping to get a kidney transplant.
Once I found out my friend was ill and needed a transplant, I'd thought about organ donation any number of times before, and there were a number of his friends that all just said, "Let's go get tested." And there were a number of friends who tried and weren't able to be a match. I was lucky enough to be the person that matched him close enough that I was able to become one of thousands of living donors out there.
You know, I've had kidney disease since 1968, and my transplant of 20 years started to putter out, and I needed a new one. And it was really difficult to let people know that, you know, I was in need of another kidney. And luckily, people asked me, "How can I help?" And I said, "Well, would you like to be a potential donor?" And they gave them the phone number of the transplant center. And a year and a half later, I'm doing great. And I'm so grateful to people who've donated an organ. It made a difference in my life that you can't even imagine.
You know, living donation is not without risks, and the transplant team reviews those thoroughly. It's called informed consent. You want the donor to know everything that they're facing. It's surgery, there's anesthesia, of course, you know, there's risks. But in the case of Jenna's donor, Patrice, she was a triathlete. She ran marathons and did all kinds of races and swimming. She's just amazing. But also, 3 months after she donated to Jenna, she ran the Boston Marathon, and she came in the top 15% of her age group. The goal is not to take someone's kidney and make them disabled. The idea is to have two healthy people come out of the surgery.
It's very safe. You know, the probability of running into trouble nowadays, it's so remote. I mean, you know, anything can happen with surgery, but the probability of having any significant impact on the health of the donor, it's pretty remote. So I think it all comes down to the degree of motivation of the person. But also, the most amazing thing is people who don't know each other. You know, you find people willing to just donate. I mean, we won't mention names here, but just recently, one of my patients who is 70 plus, she got a donation from a donor much younger, and the donor didn't know her at all.
It is very important that you become informed about the whole process, because it is a major surgical procedure. There are risks that go with it. But I knew those risks and was willing to accept those risks, and I thought that it was a price I was willing to pay to try and help my friend.
I'm trying to raise awareness for my sister. She has kidney disease and she's in need of a kidney donor. She already had a transplant about 5 years ago and it's starting to reject again. So we're just spreading out this, spreading the information, like her blood type, Facebook group, etc. So if you could just take this and just maybe one for her.
Yeah.
Just spread the word. One click of a Facebook share button, etc.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay.
I don't know what my blood type is, so I'll find out though and see. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really need a living donor. The wait time is much too long for a 26-year-old person to wait, and we've exhausted our family and friends, and we're hoping to reach out to other donors. Years ago, I posted Jenna's story online, and luckily her donor Patrice found the story and she found us. But things have really changed in those years, and now I've got friends who have found a kidney donor in other ways. Some friend Larry through Craigslist, and my friend Lori was from a stepsister. I have another friend who found a kidney from one of her Twitter friends. She found a kidney for her mom. And these are all encouraging stories because it's hard to reach out to your community to let them know what you need. We have thousands of people that you can reach through Facebook. This is what we're trying to do is find a donor through one of these social media avenues.
Love you, Jenna.
Yeah, I don't know much about cars, but I do know what looks cool. And that car is super cool, so that's why I picked it. And so again, thank you so much everyone for coming out and raising awareness for organ donation. There's just so many people who need organ transplants, so thank you. You know, there's information out there, just go look for it, and you know, thank you again so much. Thank you. I've learned that you can't trust doctors to do everything for you. You really have to be proactive and find the information yourself. I've learned that there are a lot of people people can be so generous and caring, and just to give a piece of themselves just so somebody can have a better life. And I've learned that my mom, you know, you always know your mom loves you, but I've definitely seen it through her actions through the last couple of years, how devoted she is to my life and just my health and well-being, and I'm very grateful to her for that.
You know, sometimes people ask me, how do you keep going? And it's hard, you know, it's my daughter, it's my baby. So I want her life to be easy. I wish she didn't have to deal with this, but she does. As much as we can support her, we will. We'll do whatever we can. But there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of people who've been where we are and they come out of it. And while a kidney transplant is not a cure, it's a treatment. It's a damn good treatment, and they feel a lot better. And so that's what keeps me going.
You know, hope is an essential component of living with chronic kidney disease. And I have to tell you, all the living donors out there, you have provided so much hope to people who are on dialysis.
But it's very important to be proactive with your own health. You have to do everything you can to get the help you need. Don't sit back and wait on somebody to come and do something for you. Attack this. Be positive and take control of your own life.
I truly believe that there's someone out there that's going to match her. And it might take a while, but I think it'll happen.